So in this lecture, we will cover the content types of water pollution. There are three types of water pollution generally. One is physical pollution, second one is chemical pollution, and bacteriological pollution. So about the different types, what are the things which causes this pollution? That and all we will see in this lecture. And later we will see the testing of all the parameters concerned with all these pollutions. In this lecture, we will just see an overall thing, which are the sources by which this pollution occurs, how can we identify that pollution and all, we'll see. Okay, so first, there are mainly the three types of water pollution are there: physical pollution, chemical pollution, and bacteriological pollution. So first we'll move on to physical pollution. There are mainly seven parameters which uh, explains the physical pollution. One is color, color of water, taste and odor. So all are the physical parameters you can see or sense with our naked eyes or hands, or we can see with our eyes, we can smell with our nose. So it is sensible actually. So that type of pollution are known as physical pollution. They may be color, taste and odor, temperature, turbidity, suspended matter, radioactivity, and foam. These all are the uh, important physical pollution parameters. Okay, so we'll see each of them. First one is color. So water bodies may be receiving color from natural as well as artificial sources. There are many natural sources by which water bodies get color. So for example, I'll tell you, uh, iron iron containing rock materials have a color of red. Okay, when that kind of rock materials dissolves in water, it will create red color to water. So that is a natural source. But mainly the color of water will be due to human intervention because of industrial waste, domestic waste and all. So main industries which will give color to water is paper industry, discharging lignin, it has a color. Textile industries, different colors are used in textile industry for coloring the clothes. Tanneries discharging tanning. So all these causes or imparts color to water. Okay, and it is just an aesthetic problem. It is just an aesthetic aspect. There may not be any health issues and all because of the color of water. There may not be any health issues and all. May not be always, but sometimes it may be. Okay, most of the times it is not any issue, health issue causing problem. It is just an aesthetic aspect. Okay, second one is taste and odor. It is produced by mainly two things. One is industrial waste, of course, human intervention, industrial waste or domestic waste, and the other one is due to some algae. Okay, some inborn algae are there, which has some smell. And if that algae grows in water, then what will happen? The water will automatically get that smell or odor. Okay, taste or odor. So that is the thing. The important chemicals producing taste and odor are salts, iron, manganese, free chlorine. You all know the taste of chlorine. Chlorine, even if it is a purifying agent, it has some taste and odor, which affects our aesthetics. We cannot always accept that smell and taste, okay, of chlorine itself. Hydrogen sulfide, uh, phenols, unsaturated hydrocarbons, and all, when discharged from industries, will impart taste and color or taste and odor to water. Okay, it also has no real public health significance. It will not cause any health effect in general, but it may cause some health issues sometimes. Okay, and other than the health issues, the taste and odor has some other problems. Okay, it is detrimental to fish life. You all know fishes are aquatic animals which survives in water. When the water has some taste and odor, some disagreeable taste and odor, it will detrimentally affect the fish life. Okay, and it is not that waters, such waters are not acceptable by public because of the aesthetic indifference. And the taste and odor is due to certain toxic chemicals, it will seriously injure the public health. Okay, maybe sometimes the taste and odor may be due to some chemicals that may affect our health. So these are the effects due to taste and odor. The third physical pollution parameter is temperature. So this increase in temperature may be due to natural as well as artificial or human intervention. Natural causes climatic change. Of course, you know, when climate changes, when summer season or when high temperature is there, of course the water will get high temperature and its sensible heat will increase. Okay, that is a natural case. In case of artificial or human intervention, how it will increase? In some industries and all, we will use cooling agents, water as cooling agent. Okay, so what will happen? The byproduct will be hot water. Okay, so this water, when discharged into fresh water, what will happen? Of course, the temperature of the water increases. So what is the effect of the temperature? As temperature increases, the activity of biological life will increase, and it causes more demand of dissolved oxygen. Temperature surviving bacteria are there. Okay, temperature surviving bacteria will increase in water, and all that bacteria will need oxygen. Okay, so they will absorb more and more oxygen or dissolved oxygen from the water, and the water will get deficient of oxygen. Okay, so that is one reason. Other one is solubility of water to oxygen is inversely proportional to temperature. When temperature increases, oxygen solubility in water will decrease. Okay, water cannot accept more oxygen when the temperature is higher. So that is another case. Already the bacteria will use more oxygen, and if the water is deficient of oxygen, then it cannot even absorb oxygen from the atmosphere. So that is a case of temperature. The fourth physical pollution parameter is turbidity. Turbidity is actually presence of colloidal matter in water. Presence of some fine colloidal matter or suspended matter in water is known as turbidity actually. It is due to the salt of iron, manganese, which are oxidized to their hydroxides. Okay. Colloidal matter may be manganese or iron, salts of manganese or iron, and it may be due to sewage, it may be due to industrial waste of certain trades, etc. So, turbidity of water is not objectionable except when it occurs due to the bacterial contamination or sewage. So, of course, just like color, turbidity is not a very high health issue or very what is that, detrimental health issue and all. But if it is caused by some toxic chemicals or bacterial contamination, then of course it is objectionable. Okay. The fifth physical parameter is suspended matter. Suspended matter and turbidity have difference because turbidity is due to the presence of colloidal matter, which is very fine. Okay, suspended matters are any matters which may be organic or inorganic, which are suspended in water, and which may pollute the water. The presence of such matter in water bodies indicates contamination either by sewage or some industrial waste. So again, I have to give you clarification between the suspended matter and turbidity. Turbidity, the increase in turbidity has another effect, because when turbidity increases, the what is it, absorption of light in water decreases. It will not allow light to pass through water. Okay, turbidity has that effect, while suspended matter is not that much problematic in case of light. Okay, it is not very serious as suspended matter can be easily detectable and removable. Yes, it is easily detectable and it can be removed. And the penetration of light in water diminishes due to the presence of suspended matter also. It affects the normal life of aquatic plants and fishes. I have made a mistake. It is not about turbidity, it is about suspended matter actually. Okay. Water gets undesirable appearance. So this is the importance of suspended matter. Okay. Hope it is clear. And the sixth parameter is radioactivity. Radioactivity, we have seen the radioactivity in the last lecture. Radioactivity is due to the emission of X-rays, alpha rays, gamma rays, beta rays, and special other particle beams by some elements. Okay, some elements like radium, thorium, etc. will produce these types of rays from it. Okay, that rays are not good for human health. It may cause some diseases. Even it can they are carcinogenic. Okay, so that kind of radioactive substances, if they are exposed to water, that can cause radioactivity. Okay, the property of such substances is known as radioactivity. It is due to industrial radioactive waste, and the damage caused by these are dependent on the quantity of radiation received, its duration, age of the individual exposed to radiation, part of the body exposed, etc. Okay, so it has very high health issues, and the extent of damage depends on all these parameters. Okay, so this is about radioactivity, and the final physical parameter of physical pollution is foam. Foam is nothing but it is froth. Okay, foam or froth are similar. It is due to the suspension of gas in water, just like bubbles. Okay, it is due to the presence of gas in water. Foam may develop in water either by fall from height or by presence of some chemical matter. When water falls from a height, of course foam will be formed. Foam formed by fall from height lasts for only seconds, but it is persistent when it's formed by action of some chemical matter. So when water falls from a height, foam is formed, but that foam is just for some seconds. It will disappear after some seconds. But in case the foam is formed by some chemical matter, what happens? It will last for some days, and it may cause some issues. Okay. Foam is serious as such water is likely to carry suspended matter, including some pathogenic bacteria. So, when foam is not exactly a health issue, but when the foam is due to some pathogenic bacteria, it will cause some bad effects in human. It is due to soap, detergents, and certain trade waste. Okay, so these are the physical pollution parameters. Okay, now we will move on to the second type of pollution, which is known as chemical pollution. It is due to two things. One is due to organic matter or organic chemicals, and the other one is due to inorganic chemicals. Pollution due to organic chemicals and pollution due to inorganic chemicals. Now we will see the difference between these two. Pollution due to organic chemicals and pollution due to inorganic chemicals. Pollution due to inorganic chemicals are due to acids, alkalis, toxic inorganic compounds, dissolved inorganic compounds, and suspended inorganic compounds, which are discharged from some factories or from domestic sewages, etc. Pollution due to organic chemicals are due to two things. One is suspended and the other one is dissolved organic compounds. Okay. So these are the two classifications, and now we will move on to each of them. First one is pollution due to inorganic chemicals, and in that the first category is acid. Acid is released from factories producing DDT, high explosive factories, battery factories, etc. So all these factories will release acids, which is harmful to aquatic life and destroys microorganisms and bacteria, good microorganisms and bacteria in water. It leads to corrosion of metals. When that kind of water is exposed to some metals, what will happen? It will corrode that metal and concrete structures. It seriously affects the process of self-purification of rivers and streams. So all these are the bad effects of acids which is released from factories. Okay. Second one is alkalis. Chemical manufacturing industries will release acids to water. It causes same effects as that of acids. Whatever effects caused by acid will be caused by alkalis also. Okay. The third one is toxic inorganic compounds. So it includes the inorganic compounds which are toxic to fish and other aquatic life. That includes free chlorine, chloramines, hydrogen sulfide, soluble sulfide, ammonia, and salts of chromium, lead, nickel, copper, uranium, mercury, silver, zinc, etc. All the metals which are discharged from factories or industries like fertilizers, coke ovens, gas liquors, alkali producing factories, etc., will release such metals which are toxic to aquatic life. That comes under toxic inorganic compounds. Next one is dissolved inorganic compounds. That includes minerals and gases derived either naturally or from certain industrial ways. Effects by such substances depends on the nature of dissolved minerals or gases. Most of the times uh, um, it is harmless. Okay, actually it is harmless most of the times, but still, if the dissolved inorganic compounds are due to some toxic materials, then it will causes uh, toxicity. And these are some of the dissolved minerals or gases. First one is bicarbonates, carbonates, chlorides and sulfides of calcium, magnesium and sodium that may cause alkalinity, hardness of water and taste. Okay, all of these are somewhat acceptable, not much problematic. Okay, iron oxide, that is another dissolved mineral. It causes hardness, red color and taste. Manganese, black or brown color and taste. Carbon dioxide, it causes corrosion of metals and acidity. Hydrogen sulfide, it causes corrosion of metal again and odor will be there. Oxygen, it causes corrosion of metals. So these are the different dissolved inorganic compounds. And the final one is suspended. Yes, yes. It is not an impurity, but if it is in excess, it will cause some problems. The only problem is corrosion to metals. It will not cause any health issues actually. Oxygen will not cause any health issues. It causes, if it is in excess amount, it will react with the metals. So it causes corrosion to metals. Okay. It is not an, we are not saying that it is an impurity. But if it is in excess amount, it may cause some harm. Okay. That's it. And the final thing is suspended inorganic compounds. It includes clay, sand and silt. Clay, sand and silt. Okay. So they are suspended impurities. This type of impurities or suspended inorganic compounds can be removed easily. It imparts turbidity to water, but it can be removed easily by means of filtration. By implementing some filters and all, we can remove that easily. Okay. So these are the different inorganic compounds which are causing chemical pollution. Okay. Now we will move on to organic compounds which are causing chemical pollution. So the organic chemicals includes fats, proteins, carbohydrates and other organic substances which includes carbon in it. Okay, organic means it has carbon content. Okay, carbon containing fats, proteins, carbohydrates etc. will cause pollution when it is in excess. Okay, it is released by some industries like drugs, dyestuffs, insecticides, pesticides, chemicals, detergents or sewage. So there are two types of organic compounds. One is suspended and the other one is dissolved. We will first see suspended. Suspended organic materials are released from industrial waste and vegetables or animal waste. So so there are two types, vegetables and it may be animals. So vegetables in the form of algae, decayed leaves, fungi, etc. imparts acidity, green or brown color and taste to water. And if it is animals, it may be in the form of dead animals or insects. It is responsible for growth of bacteria in water. So there are two effects. It may be either due to vegetables or due to animals or from industrial waste. Of course, industrial waste can cause anything, any problems. Turbidity it can cause smell, odor, taste, etc. But if it is due to vegetables, it may cause color, change in color, taste and acidity. If it is due to animals, it may increase the growth of bacteria in water. So so finally what will happen when bacteria increases, the oxygen demand will increase. That's it. And water having animal organic compounds have large quantities of albuminoid ammonia and small quantities of free ammonia and chlorides which affects public health. When it is due to animals, it can cause some public health due to the presence of albuminoid ammonia and free ammonia. Now, dissolved organic compounds are there. It is due to the presence of again decay of vegetables or animals And water having dissolved organic compounds have large quantity of albuminoid ammonia with large quantity of free ammonia and chlorides. Earlier, when it was due to suspended matter, this was higher. Albuminoid ammonia quantity was higher, and this chloride and free ammonia was lesser. But in case of dissolved organic compounds, all that are higher. The quantities of all that compounds will be higher, and it may cause higher health issues. Okay, higher damages and health issues will be caused. And it contains sometimes pathogenic bacteria, which is very dangerous to public health. Okay, so there are two types of organic, dissolved and suspended. Dissolved and suspended organic chemicals are there. So this is about chemical pollution. Now we will move on to bacteriological pollution, the third type of pollution, bacteriological pollution. So this pollution is due to the presence of course, why it is caused. It is caused because of pathogenic bacteria, certain fungi, pathogenic protozoa, viruses, parasitic worms, etc. And if such organisms are present in water, it will get multiplied in number, causing harmful health effects. It is due to domestic sewage and industrial waste of certain trade. This type of pollution is mainly due to the septic uh, issues. Okay, for example, if the septic tanks and all are very nearer to water, fresh water surfaces, what will happen that waste from the septic tank will get leached into that water sources. This may be the primary source of bacteriological pollution, because solid human excreta and decomposable organic matter have such kind of pathogens in it. So when it is directly exposed to water, it can cause bacteriological pollution, and it causes outbreak of waterborne diseases. So this is about the different types of pollutions in water. Thank you.